Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well and hope the week is starting off well. We have a lot of great classes this week. I encourage everybody to take advantage of them, especially as the weather's getting bad. Nothing better than sitting in front of a screen and watching Rabbi David or Ali or Laura teach a Zoom class. So go for it. Check it out. The schedule is down below. Okay, we're talking about tefillah, prayer, and it's one of the most fundamental ideas in Judaism. And I'm encouraging everyone to stick with us. Even if you're not a person who davens or prays on a regular basis, still the ideas that we're going to be sharing are fundamental, not just to prayer, but to Judaism as a whole. So we're about to start going into the guts of the Amidah, or the Shemona Esrei, or the silent prayer, whatever you want to call it. I'm talking about the 19 prayers, the 19 brachot, the 19 blessings that we say in what we will refer to now as the Amidah, the standing prayer or the silent prayer, 3 times a day. And the first of those blessings is called the blessing of the Avot, of the Patriarchs. And really what we're doing when we mention the Patriarchs, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in the very beginning of each and every one of our prayers, in a sense what we are doing is we are linking up our prayer to the prayers of the Patriarchs and the Matriarchs. And not only that, but to the prayers of all the collective prayers of all the Jewish people for the last 4,000 years. And that adds incredible potency and power to our tefillah, to our prayer. So we're not just an individual standing before God, but we're coming with the force of 4,000 years of Jewish people praying and pouring out their hearts to God. Now, what do the Patriarchs do? Here's what I think this is an analogy that you can use, and this might help. You know, it's like the Patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah. They were the sort of kind of like the pioneers of the early telephone industry. You know, those pioneers, what did they do? They laid out throughout the entire country all the wires and all of the communication pathways so that anyone who would later pick up the phone and call their friend or sister or grandparents in California or New York would be benefiting from the wires, from the efforts that were laid down, the hardware that was laid down across the United States when they created this system for telecommunications. That's what the Patriarchs did for us. Through their communication, they blazed the trail. They established the initial communication with God. Before the Patriarchs and Matriarchs, before those incredible powerhouses walked this earth, nobody knew how to communicate with God. Nobody even knew that God existed. So they created that connection, and they created those wires and that system that we utilize every single time we stand up to pray to God and to our infinite Creator. We're using that communication system that was laid down by these pioneers. And that's the reason why the first blessing always begins with mentioning the Avot, the Patriarchs, because by doing so, we're linking up to that system that they created and that Jews have used for thousands of years to pray to Hashem. So we'll talk about that more as we go on.